and some of them have come clean, but they don't get the kind of publicity that you would normally expect from someone in that position who comes out and tells the truth, because the free press, quote unquote, does not tell the truth. And if you want to go find out what's going on in the world and in the solar system and in the universe and in the cosmos, you will not get it by listening to CNN or reading the New York Times, because they will not print it. This is an old trick of the rich people who run the world. Ellen Brown in the US is a friend of mine, and she's one of the brightest people I know when it comes to money and all about it, which is my bag. That's what I'm primarily interested in. And she said when the bankers persuaded Congress to give them the right to create US currency a little over 100 years ago, that Morgan Bank hired a committee to determine the 25 most influential newspapers in the United States and to buy either the papers or control of their editorial content. And you can be very sure that the cabal, as I call it, has done the same thing today. And consequently, that all of the important news that you should be getting, so that you really know what's going on, is edited out before it's seen by you.
And you've mentioned...
And before I could even say, hello, how are you? He said, every word is true and more. And then he went on to tell me about the more for 20 minutes, insofar as his, I guess he thought his oath would allow him to go. And he said that there had been face-to-face meetings between United States officials and sentient beings from other star systems, period. So with this, saying that the book was true with people who look very much like us. And it raises the question as if we're maybe cousins at some stage. And I wouldn't be surprised. And because there's a lot of difference in how these beings look. You have a short gray, for example, which is very, very short and long, spindly arms and legs and a big head and big eyes and so on. And then you get somebody like Valiant Thor, who looks like the kind of guy you'd want your daughter to bring home if she was bringing somebody home for dinner. Gorgeous looking guy, and an IQ of 1200. Never heard of such a thing. And so there's a lot of difference between how many species do you think there are? And I said somewhere between 2 and 12. He said, yes, that's what I think too. Well, of course, we're both a way off base, because I've met a retired United States sergeant whose job it was to retrieve vehicles from various places. And he had a book prepared by the United States Army with 54 different species in it. In other words, 54 different kinds of vehicles that he might have to be able to cope with when he and others were going out to retrieve these vehicles when they crashed or were shot down, one or the other.